A good evening to you from a blistering hot Tucson, Arizona, where for the first time this season, FC Tucson and Greenville try and meet up, and it's here at the Keynote Sports Complex in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. My name is Mark Schoenster. Should be a lot of fun here in this lone Sunday game to cap off Week 14's action. These are two teams that are 2-2-2 against each other in their series history as we look at where they stand in the standings, brought to you by Carp International. They're at the opposite ends of the table. Greenville in second, could be in first by the end of the night. Tucson at the bottom. But if you've been watching the season this year in USL League One, you know that placement on the table does not matter as far as matchups are concerned. As we look at some of players and aspects of this game to highlight for Tucson, it's our Sheraton Tucson player to watch. Didn't score in that game in the midweek against Richmond, but Jonathan Perlman, very confident that Garcia and a couple of the other young strikers who have been getting some looks here in the passing weeks will get a chance to score and make a difference in this one. You see here, had 3 goals, 2 assists in League 2 last season. Impressive stat by itself, but that was in just 4 appearances. Meanwhile, for Greenville, 6 different players have scored this season for the Triumph. Tucson has only had 1, and that's in the multiple goals category, so more than 1 goal to be precise. Only behind the Richmond Kickers, tied with Chattanooga with unique multiple goal scorers. And this game on Wednesday against North Carolina really displayed that diversity they have on the attack. This last one, just a beautiful finish from Jake Keegan on some wonderful buildup from Labovitz and Ibarra. They'll be looking to include that diversification moving forward. Fans are getting patriotic. The children are ready for it to go. We have got lineups at kickoff coming up next before the matchup that wraps up Week 14 here on ESPN+.
At Tucson International Airport, we are nonstop for our community. Our priorities are safety, security, and customer service. We are also nonstop for landing prosperity by restoring flights for business travel and family getaways. When your airport thrives, our community thrives. So fly local, fly TUS. Tucson International Airport is nonstop for Tucson.
This isn't a bank ad, so we don't need to show you vague community stock footage. We can show you places you know and call home because we call them home too. When you manage your money with a credit union, you're taking true ownership of your finances and how your money impacts the community. Stop letting banking just happen to you. Bring your money home to Vantage West.
We're back here at the Keynote Sports Complex, moments away from getting things started here between FC Tucson and the Greenville Triumph. It's been a while since these two teams played each other. Last September was when these two teams met up, and it was a wild one at Legacy Early College. Goals galore between these two sides. FC Tucson making that run from the bottom of the table to come back and seal a playoff spot. Greenville were able to respond with some goals of their own in that one. Charlie Dennis with the first goal. You see here some of the other action that took place. Aaron Walker getting in on the goal-scoring front. And then look, Charlie Dennis, another time getting the goal. He would have a third on a penalty. Greenville would also get a goal off a penalty. And then Nico Brown at the end of the game, his first goal with the Greenville Triumph, levels it to make it 3-3. Maybe he can get back in on the goal scoring here today from off the bench as we look at the Simon Med Imaging starting lineup. John Perlman's side, this 4-3-3 formation with Fernando Garcia up top and Luis Perez. I mentioned earlier, only one guy on this Tucson side has more than one goal this season, and that man is Luis Perez. Surely they'd love for him to score again or for some of these other guys to get in on the goal scoring again. Meanwhile, on the Greenville side, they've kind of got this formation figured out at this point. The 4-4-2, they push Keegan to the middle of the field. Labovitz is scoring a ton of goals for the side, 5 leading the team. And with how they're scoring recently, if it isn't broken, why fix it? So that's what John Harkes is going to come out with for this matchup here today.
Right now.
It's the monsoon kits once again at home for FC Tucson. So we take a look at our injury report. Brought to you by Body Central Physical Therapy. I mentioned Ben Hale, the keeper for the Triumph, was finally getting back to health, re-injured. So no keeper on the bench for the Greenville Triumph. Charlie Matchell, a big piece for FC Tucson that's missing from the equation here today. Tucson going left to right, Greenville right to left, donning their white road kits.
How dare you?
Whistle's blown and we are ready to go. It's FC Tucson and the Greenville Triumph. Mark Schoetster here on the call with you tonight. Fans piling in today for some post-game fireworks on top of course, the 90 minutes of action on the docket. There's Tyler Allen threading it forward, early chance. But Paul Christensen gets to it before Garcia could. Grin on the face of the young striker. Coming in on a moment's notice. Both these teams played on Wednesday. So not only is there the matchup to consider, but also how much both these teams' legs are holding up. Tucson being able to stay home this entire time, Greenville having to make the trip. It's a 1-0 loss on Wednesday versus the Richmond Kickers for FC Tucson. John Perlman, as we get a look at him here, thought they played really well for the first 59 minutes, and then he said we got a gut punch from Bolaños. Really took the wind out of their sails. I mentioned we had some great crosses that were well blocked by Barnathan and Chrysler prior to that. He said once the goal came though, we lost ourselves for a little bit. One thing's for certain, the season did not start off the right way for Tucson, and they've been near the bottom of the table the entirety of the year. But one person who has not stopped believing and showing confidence in this Tucson side is that head coach, John Perlman. Here's Burke failing.
They're not going to show anymore.
Gives it to Allen.
No, I got off of it.
Oh, okay.
Allen back heels it back to Failing. Failing with the cross inside! And it deflects off Tarn Weir. And it'll go out for a goal kick. Cross from Failing, nearly connecting with Tarn Weir, who had a look in that game on Wednesday. Rifled a shot off the post. Looking for that first goal in the season. As you look at this right sure replay. Right insurance from Pets to Jets. Tucson starting with their foot on the gas early in this game, something that they were looking to do coming into this affair. It is a hot day in Tucson. Currently on the cusp of triple-digit heat. Schultz is trying to hold some possession for Greenville here. He does so. On the Triumph side of things, it was a 3-1 victory over North Carolina FC on Wednesday at home. Head coach John Harks called it a tactical masterclass from the guys. He mentioned it was night and day in comparison to the loss that they had at Wake Med Soccer Park against North Carolina FC earlier in the season. Said he was very pleased with the performance, but as always, they could be sharper. I'm sure John Harks, and I imagine John Perlman for that matter, are both under the same belief that the perfect game doesn't exist and that there's always some place that aspects can be honed. Tyler Pollock in the start at the left fullback position. That's been such a lock in that spot for Greenville throughout the years. Doesn't always have to be the guy in that spot with the rise of Jimmy Filerman, but I'm sure he still loves to get the start any chance he can get. All tracked back and kept in play by Jake Keegan. There's Lucas Coutinho. Fricky lays it over to Pollock. Now Ibarra. I was pointing this lead up to this game. Got the lineups with Ibarra and Keegan. Gonna be playing out in the wings. Which one in which spot? Really a toss-up to figure out. But the fact of the matter is, Harks loves to switch up those wingers anyway, so even if Keegan starts on the right, as the way it looks, and Ibarra starts on the left, that could swap at any point in the game. We've got a player down for Tucson. Slow to get up is Tevin Shaw. Clutching his hand. He's already got some bandaging around it, so some added contact. Re-aggravating. Looks like the boot may have clipped him. Look at the left side of the collision. Got stepped on by the cleats. Now we got a free kick for the defending side. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Pima Community College. For Tucson, bring the early heat. Sean Perlman wants them to really take it to Greenville in the first 15 minutes while they're still adjusting to the heat in Tucson. Meanwhile, for Greenville, it's about maintaining intensity in two different ways. First off, throughout the 90 minutes energy-wise, because they have to withstand this heat. They got to keep up with their legs from the midweek fixture and the travel. And John Harks said, cannot underestimate this Tucson side. They've been able to pull off some great results this season despite where they stand in the table. Here's Tyler Allen. Allen tried to wind up a shot. Pollock had none of that. And those keys to the game, of course, brought to you by Pima Community College. Make someday today. Not kept in play by Kroll. It'll be a Greenville throw. And look at that. It is a hot day in Tucson in that desert heat. Hearing though, despite the number of the heat, it's not humid enough that the officials are designating that a hydration break will be necessary. They have like a trinket or device they use to determine whether a game needs a hydration break or not, and the climate in Tucson does not meet that standard. So good luck. And that the device is called a heat stress indicator. If you want to give that a quick Google and see what it looks like. Some fun referee trivia for you here today. Only the best on League One Sundays. It's Coutinho and Ibarra hiding behind this free kick. Either one of them could take it from here. Coutinho plays it forward quickly. That's well blocked. Burke failing getting in. Jacob Labovitz seemingly wide open, but that space closed rapidly. Here's Coutinho. Finding Pilato, here's a strike, save, the follow-up can't go through. It's a stuttering effort from Labovitz, who's now had 2 chances. Here's a look at the Reicher free kick replay. Failing comes sliding in. And then another great chance just moments later. That bouncing ball will go long. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. That's a healthy crowd in attendance today. Celebrating a long 4th of July weekend. Chances there for the Greenville Triumph after some early flurries from FC Tucson, but nothing of that substance. Ibarra taps it out to Tyler Polak. Keegan with the touch, gets it around Jacob Kroll. Kalen Fox with the help, taps it out of play. Talking about this matchup, John Perlman's asked this of his own side. He said it's going to be about who is mentally prepared for the match for both Greenville and Tucson, who can handle the heat that we're going to be facing on Sunday. And he wants his side to chase the matchup. Mentioned in the first 10 to 15 minutes, let's get on their heels and make them uncomfortable. They did it out of the gate. Greenville muster a response. Now let's see if Tucson can bring it back. That one going through the feet of our head official, Killian Richardson. Antonio. He'll just keep strolling up the pitch. Why not? Barra with a couple juggles before blasting it down the pitch with a punt of sorts. Don Smart, easy whistle there. Jumping over top of Tarnweer. So we're gonna wind back the clock a little bit, take a look at that attempt from earlier on the Reicher replay. Deserves a revisiting. Nate Schultz with the shot, and then Labovitz falls to his feet. Just caught the bounce awkwardly. at this point, I mean, we had to go back and revisit that chance. One of the biggest moments of the game thus far. That's not really saying too much, but only 14 minutes in. But nonetheless, the statement holds true. There's John Perlman. Maybe thinking that that foul from Don Smart earlier should have deserved a booking. Schultz making the run to Keegan's right, and Keegan recognizes it. Ibarra just keeping that one in play. Sends the cross in, looking for Labovitz. And Labovitz heads it over. He's already had a few chances in this one. A lot of opportunities for Jacob Labovitz. Looking for goal number 6 in his first professional season. He's gotten increasingly more and more dangerous as the year has gone on. Just getting acclimated to the pro game. Interesting to think about the fact that both these teams right now are being headed off by first-time professionals in Fernando Garcia and Jacob Labovitz. Garcia even greener of a prospect at striker, just his 3rd professional appearance, having played in League 2 last season. And I think it's just interesting as you see the graphic in the top left. 2-2-2 in the series. These are two teams that have been here since the league originated and have only played 6 times. Think about some of the other matchups that have happened throughout the years. I feel like Chattanooga and Richmond have played each other a billion times. Only 6 times between these two sides. This is funny how the scheduling can work sometimes. Another Tucson throw. Here's Perez, Franco Perez, that is. Got both Franco and Luis Perez starting for FC Tucson. Maybe a little bit too loud for some of the little fellas here at the game. Either that or he cannot stop bopping to whatever music he's into right now. Allen with some pace. Room to work with, still going. Allen lays it off. Tarnweer with the cross inside to Garcia. He can't bring it in. He opts to 180 shoot there. Doesn't end up testing Paul Christensen. Let's look from Fernando Garcia. Mentioned him a moment ago. Just his 3rd pro appearance. But since he's come in, he's made a quick impact and a lot of faith in him from John Perlman. We got a first corner kick of the day. A Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick. Let's see what Tucson's got on the docket here. Floating cross sinks down. Garcia couldn't get over top of it. Quite the battle there between him and Jacob Labovitz. Now Shaw, just too far ahead of Perez. Could have connected with the aforementioned Garcia as well. A lot of open space to work with there. Missed opportunity for Tucson. Paul Christensen hasn't been called to make a save yet in this one. Worth noting they were just margins from being the first team to shut out North Carolina. An unfortunate blip by Christensen at the end of the game. And that is just a missed opportunity for Tucson on the right shirt substitution. kind of opportunities that Tucson and John Perlman have been bemoaning. As I was saying about that blip from Paul Christensen, I'm sure some people would want to hear what John Hartz had to say about that miscue on Wednesday. And he came to the defense of his keeper. He said nobody's more frustrated than Paul, first and foremost. And he said some of the best goalkeepers in the world make mistakes like that. He even mentioned Allison from Liverpool has hurt John Hartz a couple of times personally. He said we've had some discussion about mental errors, but I focus more on the save he made in the 47th minute in that game, big save against Alexanderson. He mentioned it's all part of the game. You grow and you learn. He said, I mean, most of our goals in that match against North Carolina FC came off of miscues and mistakes from guys on the pitch from North Carolina's side of things. Just part of how things go. Get a chance to look at some of the scores from this week's action. If you missed out on any of those games, we'll have some of the highlights during halftime. That one kept in play by Luis Perez, but not much purpose outside of that. There's John Hartz, notebook in hand. John Perlman said that it's always a great opportunity to go against John Hartz. Mentioned good friend of his. He said he's built a great culture there in Greenville. He mentioned it's fun to play them because they've established themselves as sort of a blue blood in the league. Always consistently good. A lot of respect from John Perlman to John Hartz. I think the same can be said the other way around. John Hartz said that this is a Tucson team capable of pulling off great results. They've gone to Chattanooga twice and found a victory. They won at Tormenta. He said they're a well-run team, an organized team that maybe perhaps is just lacking a little bit of confidence. Hartz highlighted Jacob Kroll and Tyler Allen in particular. Said they're great coming out from the back, really dangerous and good at getting at the outside. Those are two guys that are not being overlooked from Greenville. There's one of them here, Tyler Allen. Kalen Fox sending that one long. Tyler Polak nods it back. I always love seeing the crowds we get on the weekend of the 4th of July. Always have a good showing everywhere. And then it's a great chance to showcase the game to some new people who haven't been to some of the games this season. Yeah, another corner kick for Tucson. Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick. Chance to see just how much fun it is to come out to one of these USL League One games. Some great atmospheres, including here at Keno North. This one played short. Service comes in from that angle. Here's Kalen Fox. We're on the right channel with Noah Pilato. Perez still on his feet. Here's Tarn Weir. Weir with another service. And Paul Christensen springing up for it. And some extracurriculars after it. Quick intervention from Killian Richardson. I'll have a talk with Fernando Garcia. Running into Evan Lee there. Here's a look at it again on the right shoulder substitution. Did not like getting knocked over, Evan Lee, and throwing the push. Always got to be careful about doing something like that. It's a quick way to get booked, whether you were rightfully fouled or not. Retaliation not taken kindly. No one engaging Evan Lee, so he can hold it as long as he pleases. Labovitz with the tug from Kalen Fox. Not enough to warrant a whistle from the head official. Outside of that little moment from Greenville, Tucson have been dictating the pace of this game. Similar to the way they were against Richmond, John Perlman said he was really pleased with their first half on Wednesday. Louis Perez on the ball now, trying to get past Jake Keegan, but Keegan privy to the move being made. Now Coutinho getting tugged by Shaw. It looks like the card is out of the pocket, and Tevin Shaw will get his 5th yellow card of the season. I'll have to be careful for the rest of this game. He sees a ton of action throughout the game, Tevin Shaw, so he'll have to be on his best behavior for the rest of the match as we look at it again on the right shoulder replay. Clear as day. Advantage West Credit Union yellow card. I know we aren't the team that lost 4-0 at the beginning of the season. That's what John Perlman said about his guys. Said that we were better in that game against Richmond than we were in the game that we won at Chattanooga. He mentioned that the fans feel it too. Said you can tell when they don't believe, when they don't see the vision of a team or the potential. He said, but they do. It was just heartache after that loss against Richmond, because they felt they deserved more. And he said, onward and upward for us. All right, take a look at John Perlman here after the yellow card. Something tells me he wasn't too pleased with the booking. Looks like he may be biting his tongue here, trying to cool off a little bit. All the coaches across the league are all working on trying to make sure they don't get on the bad side of the officials. Here's Tyler Pollock. Offside flag's going to go up. Some neat combination from Greenville, but Labovitz offside. Tucson quick to retake it. Saw some neat combination from Greenville there. That 3rd goal they scored on Wednesday was more than just neat. Saw the highlight clip in the pregame, but if you weren't here for that, I would get a chance. I would take the chance to go and watch that. It's a beautiful ball from Labovitz. Great touch from Ibarra, and then a thumping finish from Jake Keegan. John Perlman said, as a coach, you just love to see those plays. Garcia getting talked to by our head official again. And have to be careful. This is now the second time he's had a talk with Killian Richardson. Look at the top of the screen, John Harks talking to the fourth official. Trying to get an understanding of the situation. Smart squares it to Lee. Lee with a radius of room. Coutinho down the middle. Sniffing it out is Carlos Marancio. Jacob Lavovitz, once again, looking to get on the receiving end of that and test Marancio. Really could have gone for goal on that third goal on Wednesday, having already scored in that match. He chose to clip the ball. John Harks mentioned, then after that, he anticipated Ibarra to volley it towards the net. He said, but not only does he have the wherewithal to hear Jake Keegan calling for the pass and know where he is, but to also make the play, because sometimes in those split-second moments, you could choose to either shoot or lay it off. But when you're aware of both the options, you could freeze for just a moment and do neither of them. There is Ibarra, who did not do that. He didn't freeze, lays it off to Keegan. And to put it in Harks' words, Keegan was very decisive with his finish. Just a fantastic goal all around. That was something Harks was quick to gush about when I brought it up. I had the chance to talk to him this week. Love to see all the Tucson shirts. So you notice that one woman at the top of the screen fanning herself with a yellow card. They're handing out those yellow cards to fans. Whenever they see any sort of call or foul that is dubbed worth a yellow card, the fans could brandish it, or given out by Vantage West. I think that's just a great heckling tool for the fans here. Anytime you see a foul from the opposing team, just whip out that sucker. You see a bunch of yellow cards being issued from the fans in the stands. Made them nice and large so everyone could see him. I think that's fantastic. And as we saw there, it can be more than just a heckling tool. It can also be used as a fan. Very helpful. Keegan can't quite keep that one in play. Started this game on the right-hand side, looking at making the run on the left. Like I said, two of them can mix and match between Ibarra and Keegan throughout the match. One flank to the other. Failing, taps it back to Allen. Wearing some neon green cleats. Fox also donning some shiny boots as well. Allen to Failing. Failing crosses it in. Nodded away by Fricky. Kroll holds it, gives it back to Shaw. Tucson been prodding, had more of the hold over the ball in this game, and yet haven't tested Paul Christensen yet. That's just been the story of this season. It's been all but the final product for Tucson. And you're just waiting for it to finally make itself known and appear in these games consistently for them. Garcia turns and fights for it. It's just about getting it from here into the 18-yard box to a striking player. That's the part that's been missing. Lavin Lee making a run. Play it back to Keegan. Evan Lee still going forward. It's back to Pollock. Maybe more familiar with taking trips up the pitch than Evan Lee is. Two of the highest scoring teams in the championship square off when Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC welcome San Diego Loyal SC for 4th of July fireworks. Don't miss the action Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Should be a fun one tomorrow night. And then, not too far away from that fixture, the day after that, week 15 in League One gets itself going. And a new venue for the Hailstorm. We'll get a little bit more on that at halftime. They're going to Fort Collins. There lays it off to his left. Garcia back to Tarn Weir. Weir. It's knocked over. Ref says play on. It's able to keep that one in play, but at the expense of giving possession back to Tucson. Fox. Failing. Bouncing it forward for Christensen. Stay up to date on all things FC Tucson by following @FC Tucson on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and download the official FC Tucson mobile app. Now they publish some fun lineup videos along with the graphic. And you have to appreciate coming at from a commentator's perspective. Sometimes teams will post lineup videos where they go player by player and then don't show a formation, but Tucson makes sure that they also include a graphic of the formation, which could be appreciated to football fans everywhere. Because the vested fans are interested to see in the shape a team is intending to come out in. It's an intriguing aspect of the game. Evan Lee getting tripped up there. Franco Perez getting his 4th start of the season. 23-year-old Argentine. Labovitz, that's a great touch. Nearly connecting with Smart, but Luca Mastrantonio was there first. Now it's Ibarra. Jesus Ibarra. Back to Smart. Finds Ibarra once again. Trying to connect with Labovitz. They are looking to feed him down that middle. Schultz now with the cross. And no one's there for it. With 350 days of sunshine a year and wide open spaces ready for you to explore, Tucson is perfect for your next adventure. Check out visittucson.org or find us on your favorite social channel. Garcia giving this one chase. Christensen coming well out to scoop it up. Seen a bit of these guys up top for Tucson. Tarnweir, Fernando Garcia, Franco Perez. John Perlman said we're going to go with some of those guys again after they got the shot on Wednesday. So they look pretty good. Many of them will get that 60-ish minutes total in this game today. Mentioned Burke Failing will get a look as well. He's confident in them. Weren't able to find the finishing touch. But it seems in this occasion, the philosophy is refining as opposed to recalibrating. Hopeful ball from Smart. He's connected on some of those this season. Pitch. Always wanted to play fast. Here's Weir, dashing forward, sends it centrally, and it soars over everybody. Tarnweir, someone that Perlman allotted for his efforts on Wednesday. He said he thought it was tremendous. When you are tremendous in a game, it's going to earn you some more looks in the starting lineup. His 7th start of the season, just his 8th appearance. Tarnweir, coming over from Oakland, California. These are two stingy sides defensively, and it has shown, as you see there. I think that's a trademark for the Greenville Triumph, is how tough they are to break down defensively. They've been really good scoring, though, as well. Worth noting, you saw those two shots on target. The last one of those two was in the 10th minute. And here's another one! And this one finds the back of the net. Greenville up top. Lucas Coutinho with his first goal of the season. The Brazilian with the strike. Let's take a look at that one again. Cuts to his left, lets it fly. 1-0. Always been more of the builder for Greenville this season, but striking that one home. Was known for his contributions at Tormenta. 26 appearances over his 2 years there. Went to SC Tulsa in the USL Championship. And has found his way back to League One under John Harkes, who has had a lot of nice things to say about Coutinho, both before he got any playing action and since the season has started and he's gotten healthy. I was just about to talk about the goal-scoring streak that Greenville's been on recently. Allen, though, looking to find a response for Tucson. These are crucial moments here for the home side. They're looking to make right what happened on Wednesday after they conceded. They're going to come with a little more bite this go around. This goal scoring streak for Greenville has been fantastic, and John Hark said it's been a combination of things. So the confidence is just there with the strikers now. You can see when a player makes a cut in a shot like that. So they made some tactical changes, like pushing Keegan to the wing. Perez getting past Polak. Perez sends it inside. Barra lets that one go. And we're gonna get 1 minute of stoppage here. And Tucson put a shot on goal here before the half expires. Sending more numbers forward. Allen, we're gonna get around Keegan. Now it's to shake off 2 players. And Polak comes dashing in. See this added time brought to you by Smoothie King. No, Tyler Allen's feeling that one. Master Antonio. We're going to send it centrally. Now Fox. And Louis Perez called for the foul. Training has been intense and purposeful. John Hark's mentioned that about his group. Mentioned they're not being lackadaisical in practice, and that translates to games, especially in the goal-scoring department. So on top of the tactical changes, the confidence, the training intensity, last but not least, they've been getting healthier. And that has helped them score some goals, and they're up top after 45 minutes plus 1 of action here. Coming out of nowhere, though, Tucson with 60% possession allow Greenville to slip in for just a moment, and Lucas Coutinho makes it 1-0 to the Greenville Triumph going into the break. Got some good halftime content coming your way on the KARF International Halftime Show, so you're not going to want to close your app or your television. But before that, we got a quick break, but we'll see you on the other side here on ESPN+, KARF International Halftime Show, with some highlights and some news coming up next.
Looking to get away in Tucson? Well, the world's gathering place is right here with us at the Sheraton. A modern escape in Midtown that keeps you close to the action. The Glow Ball restaurant brings you flavor from all over the world without ever having to leave the hotel, while the venue, Tucson's most dynamic event center, is on site for all of your event needs, from conference to cocktail hours. The world's gathering place, in the heart of the Sonoran Desert, the Sheraton Tucson.
I chose Pima Community College mostly for the smaller class sizes. It's very conducive to learning.
I like the one-on-one attention you get with the teachers.
At PCC, I don't feel lost. There's always someone to help.
And the teachers know your name, so that's really cool.
The more that I'm learning, the more I get excited about learning and coming to class.
It's such a great community, and I love the hands-on learning.
At PCC, I'm making my someday today.
FC Tucson fans, you have a choice when it comes to your medical imaging provider. With several locations throughout Tucson, SimonMed offers a full range of services, including X-ray, MRI, CT scans, and more. Whether you're looking to get back on the playing field or need answers to your healthcare concerns, SimonMed Imaging. See tomorrow, today. Visit SimonMed.com or call 1-866-614-8555.
Welcome to the KARF International Halftime Show. And if some of you are thinking this doesn't quite look like Tucson, Arizona, that would be because you're correct. You're looking at Fort Collins in Colorado, which is going to be the next new home for a Northern Colorado Hailstorm, or a temporary home at that, since their time at Jackson Stadium has come to an end. You can see it's a little bit higher than in Greeley, Colorado, where they were playing their games, so the elevation, the altitude, going to be even a bigger issue here for opposing teams. A lot of great sights to see around the University of Colorado State, as we also look at the beautiful stadium they'll be playing in, Canvas Stadium, home to, of course, the Colorado State football team in the Mountain West Conference. This is where they'll be playing a game on Tuesday against Forward Madison. I'm sure that turf is going to play rather nicely for both teams. We might see a ton of goal scoring, so as a neutral observer, you may have a lot of fun tuning into that one on ESPN+. But while we're here, let's take a look at some of the highlights leading up to today's game, and this including the final game in Greeley for Northern Colorado, where they're finally getting it going. They couldn't find a win. Their first few fixtures were drawing and drawing. They were able to blow out the Fuego just a while back, and then get another victory here against the Chattanooga Red Wolves, and now they got to pack everything up and play at another home venue. But as you see here, a couple of great goals to show for it, including Breck Evans, his first professional goal. You wouldn't tell with the way he finished this one. He's also along that back line, so not a guy who you're going to see scoring a ton, but he made the most of it on that occasion off the set piece to make it 2-0 in favor of the Hailstorm. Chattanooga pulled a fast one, and Juan Galindres was able to score his fourth straight game where he has scored a goal, which puts him at 7 goals on the season, just behind Garrett McLaughlin in the Golden Boot race. But that wouldn't be enough for Chattanooga to come back and win the game. The Hailstorm would win their final game at Greeley, 2-0-2 in their 4 games at that location. Now on Friday, it seems like where every other team is zigging with a ton of goals being scored, Omaha is zagging. This is the 5th 0-0 game of the season. Union Omaha have been involved in 3 of them now at this point. Both teams had a couple chances. Omaha had 17 shots in the game, which is the most they've had all season, but none of them could find the back of the net, which meant it would be 0-0 between these two sides. Charlotte, worth noting, have also been a part of several of these 0-0 draws this season. So 2 teams that can get stingy when they want to be. And I'm sure that Mike Jeffries will be fine with going to Werner Park and getting a point. Meanwhile, maybe a little bit more palpable on the goal-scoring side of things. In front of 4,700 fans, it was North Carolina and Richmond, but Olex Anderson would start the party scoring against his former team. In the second half, though, Richmond would bring the fireworks that the fans are waiting for after the game. Came in a little bit early. Emiliano Terzaghi getting a goal to draw it level. Then Jonathan Bolaños, what kind of form has he been in recently? Scored against Tucson, scoring here. He is coming alive for the Richmond Kickers. And then Owain Gordon getting himself on the score sheet to make it 3-1. And that's not even the most impressive thing he did on the night. Take a look at it here. Tussling through one defender. He's got Terzaghi running. He's waiting to get it to him till the right moment. And then he connects. Terzaghi also now at 7 goals, which is just behind Garrett McLaughlin in the Golden Boot race. And I mean, who's surprised that Terzaghi's in the Golden Boot race? Then the last one on Saturday night. It's the 2 Road Warrior teams going at it. So place your bets on the winner of this game being the team on the road. And it would end up being Tormenta, a 1-0 victory thanks to this goal. Gabriel Cabral knocking it home. Tormenta with the 1-0 victory over the Fuego. We're going to step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll have more of the KARF International Halftime Show here on ESPN+.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today where I'm going to topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
It's all Colorado Springs tonight.
Already going this one. Cross it.
Oh! Floated back the other way. And what a save! San Diego!
They drew the penalty from long range. Guido fires away! What a shot!
At Tucson International Airport, we are nonstop for our community. Our priorities are safety, security, and customer service. We are also nonstop for landing prosperity by restoring flights for business travel and family getaways. When your airport thrives, our community thrives. So fly local, fly TUS. Tucson International Airport is nonstop for Tucson.
We're back here at halftime between Greenville and Tucson. You see some of the bullet points from this past week. The one I want to talk about is Sacramento Republic in the USL Championship, the last remaining USL team in the Open Cup. They're in the semifinal, though. They're playing Sporting Kansas City on July 27th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. As we look at the team of the week from a wild Week 13, Paul Christensen, the only player from either of the two teams here featuring, being the goalie who was on the lucky end of the crazy goal festival of Week 13. As we look at the UA Tech Park scoreboard, we looked at the highlights for these ones. Here are the score lines to prove the results in case you needed a bit of a reminder. Now let's take a look at some of the leaders from across the league. We're at the point in time where we can actually take this for what it's worth. Garrett McLaughlin in the front race of it, but Terzaghi, Galindres, they're getting into a groove. They're starting to catch up. And talking about getting into a groove, Jonathan Bolaños leading the assist pack along with Ethan Bryant, a fellow teammate that's also in the thick of this assist rate. Meanwhile, the Golden Glove race is tight between Paul Christensen and Rashid Nuhu. Of course, when you have a stingy team like Omaha at your back and Greenville, you're going to have a benefit of great goals against stat categories. We look at the Athletic Brewing upcoming schedule. A lot of great games coming up, including Greenville against the Fuego and Tucson hosting Hailstorm next weekend. We'll be back for highlights and stats here on ESPN+. We'll see you on the other side.
Kick off your shoes and go barefoot with us. Laugh with us. Sip barefoot wine with us. Surprise with us. Good times with us. Celebrate you with us. The best times are barefoot with us. Groove with us. Bust a move with us. Always be there with us. Be you with us. Barefoot with us.
And we're back here at the closing end of the CARF International halftime show. Greenville leading 1-0 after 45 against FC Tucson. We got some things to show you. I talked about those yellow cards in the first half. Here they are. You found them at the info tent. Brandish them when you think a player for Greenville deserves to get a yellow card, or maybe you give it to the referees if you're feeling extra cheeky. There's also this new shirt on sale at the shop on site. Pretty nice little design there. Saw quite a few fans already donning it. So you take a look at the CARF International. Either one of them could take it from here. Halftime stats. Coutinho plays it forward quickly. Berg failing, came closing in, sliding, making sure Labovitz couldn't get the look on goal. Greenville will have another chance just moments later. You see here, Nate Schultz looking for his first goal of the season. Labovitz somehow doesn't get that one just right. An awkward combination. And then Labovitz again later. They kept feeding him, kept trying to give him chances. And this, a big missed opportunity for Tucson. Not only was Franco Perez open, but so was Fernando Garcia. And the connection just wasn't there. A couple other looks. Paul Christensen jumping in. Quite a few chances for Tucson. They dictated the pace of the game for the most part. And a little bit of a display of anger after the fact from Evan Lee. But then, despite all the run of play, Lucas Coutinho went, you know what? I'm just going to take it myself. Puts his laces through it, makes it 1-0 in favor of Greenville. John Hartz has been looking for other guys to step up in the goal-scoring department. He doesn't want it to just be Jacob Labovitz scoring, and he's been able to find that these past few weeks. Keegan, Coutinho, Ibarra, Gavilanes. So look at the CARF International halftime stats. You see there, 60% possession. Tucson have been knocking it around in the attacking half, but haven't been able to do anything too worthwhile. Paul Christensen has only needed to make one save so far. Some fans, though, still having a good time here. They'll be looking to propel this Tucson side to a comeback performance tonight. Hit a couple dabs while you're at it. And they'll be here for the entire game. No one leaving early. Gotta stay for the fireworks. We are going to get 2 substitutions for Greenville. We've got Alan Gavilanes coming into the game for Noah Pilato. And then Aaron Walker also making his way into the game. And then Jacob Labovitz coming out, Aaron Walker coming in. More likely, though, it's the other way around. Pilato out for Walker, Gavilanes in for 1. Jacob Labovitz, as you see there, the 200th goal this year. And we've had quite a few goals, including that 40-goal performance in Week 13. It's also the 1,244th goal scored in League One history, counting the playoffs, in case you were curious. And we're underway for the second 45 minutes of action. Can Tucson find a response, or will Greenville once again hold on to a first half lead? They're 3-0 on the season when leading at half. They've been a great run of form in recent weeks, Greenville. Currently in their last 5. 4 wins, 1 loss. And in that loss, they still scored twice. So when it comes to scoring goals, Greenville have been able to provide. So we take a look at these substitutions brought to you by Right Sure. Here's Coutinho. Finds Aaron Walker, just subbed into the game. Walker! And it's off the mark. Too much Aaron to that one. Be a throw in for the Triumph. Tucson trailing currently. He's got to find some of those goals. Bit of a struggle for them. John Perlman admitted it. He said we're statistically one of the least dangerous teams, but we have dangerous players. We have great buildup. We've seen that here tonight. Mentioned that we've been fantastic defensively. He said he's not panicking. Plus, no team is pulling away with the league at this point, so it's not like we're too far behind. That's smart. We're going to connect with Gavilanes. It's too light a pass. Now Burke failing. Wheeling about. Still going. On his tail is Coutinho. Now Tarn Weir. Weir loses the ball. And that's enough for Nate Schultz to get onto it. Here's Aaron Walker. Ricky, not too many options. They'll go back to Christensen. Christensen, good find over to Pollock. And here's Coutinho. Turns into the open space. Ibarra with a nutmeg pass. Here's Schultz working on Kalen Fox. Connects to Aaron Walker. Walker shoots, and Aaron Walker's off the mark. That's a good spot for Aaron Walker. He loves taking it from there. Just couldn't quite bend it on target. And look at this right shirt replay. Ooh, that one is close. That replay brought to you by Right Sure, the right insurance from pets to jets. Ibarra finds Jay Keegan. Keegan with the volley. Couldn't bring that one down. Here's a look at it again. One touch. Lets it pop. Went just a hair too high. Keegan got it on the goal scoring on Wednesday, his second goal of the season. Here's Failing's cross. Nearly connects with Garcia, if not for the header from Evan Lee. We got a soccer baby in the crowd here. Isn't that adorable? Ibarra with tons of space. Gets it back. It pops over to Keegan. And that one will fall out. With 350 days of sunshine a year and wide open spaces ready for you to explore, Tucson is perfect for your next adventure. Check out visittucson.org or find us on your favorite social channel. There's Jacob Kroll galloping forward. Just too far ahead of Weir once again. Just need a little less on that pass, and Weir connects and has a chance to provide a nice service into the middle. Just off, just off, just off. The unfortunate moniker for Tucson this season. Just need that little extra precision for it all to come together. Failing. Lays it out wide. Perez. His cross suffers a deflection. Still bounces around in the 18. Ibarra unable to catch up to that one. Tucson will quickly retake it and will push forward once again. One difference between this game and that Richmond game, of course, that Richmond goal coming in the second half, so Tucson had the chance to recoup, get all their feelings and thoughts all organized together over halftime, recollect themselves and come out renewed. It is a positive. It'll be a matter of, can it translate to a response? This is a tough team to find a response against. Greenville so stubborn once they find that goal advantage. Kroll. Toss it back to Perez, Louis Perez. Perez, a workhorse for this Tucson side. Here's the cross, and be brought down. It can't. Failing. Bobbles it. Gavilanez is able to take it away and boo it out of danger's way. So some trivia for you today. League One 2022 trivia for Greenville. There's only been one game this season that they have scored first in that they did not end up winning. It was a goal in the 19th minute at Wake Med Soccer Park. North Carolina FC would end up scoring a response in that first half, and it would be a 1-1 draw. That was also the second game of the season. And since then, Greenville has scored for 7 times and have won every single one of those occasions. So like I said, stubborn. Here's Ibarra. Cut to his left. Now Smart. To Gavilanez. Greenville knocking around. Finding the crease. Ibarra. Winding about. Curls in across. Tyler Allen will send it up the pitch. That'll be a foul called on Tyler Pollock. It'll be a free kick for Tucson. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Chance to watch all your Tucson games, all your Greenville games, whichever team you're a fan of, and to watch the rest of the league has to offer, in my humble opinion, an It has been a good product across the board. And you look at the table. Rolls cross is clipped. So Tucson fans, I've given you the bad news from the Greenville perspective, but should Tucson come back, it wouldn't be the first time this season. They did it in their first fixture at CHI Memorial Stadium. Went down, came back and won 3-2 over Chattanooga. They tied the game 2 separate times, and then in the 91st minute, scored the game winner. So it wouldn't be the first time that Tucson has been in a trailing situation and has fired back and made the most of it. Evan Lee moving forward. Lee finds Coutinho. Those remember it was a Daniel Bedoya penalty. Gavilanes weaving forward. Gets poked out of his possession. Carlos Marancio is able to reel it in. Gavilanes is one of the goal scorers on the Wednesday fixture. Blasted in an early goal to give Greenville the lead. They wouldn't look back. Once again, you see tons of fans here at the game today, both for the game and for the post-game fireworks. That's another great thing about the league this season. Every single venue has an active fan base showing up and bringing an atmosphere. I got to talk to John Harkes about that recently. I said, does that add to the intensity that we've been seeing this season? Because if the league's been one thing this year, it's been intense game by game. And John Harkes said, I think you're onto something there. It's consistency. It feels more like a traditional kind of club when you're going game by game, whether it be in front of home fans or in front of an audience like this. I mean, look at it. Look how many people are here. I mean, that's just fantastic. It's fantastic for the league. And that drives motivation for the players, whether it be to show up for your home fans or to stick it to opposing fans. And he said, yeah, some places are going to get more attendance than others, but that's every league, from the Premier League to USL League One here. He said, and look at Madison when they played Richmond a Thursday or two ago. They sold out the place, and that's just amazing. And Richmond, just yesterday, with just over 4,700 fans. Tarnweer plays over to Garcia. The back heel to create some space, but Aaron Walker is able to collect it. Consistent attendance at games not only makes individual clubs better, but also makes the league better. And we've seen that this season. Burke failing, chipping it up. 2/3 of the way through this one. Can Tucson muster a response? Here's Walker. Ibarra, ever light with the ball at his feet. gamesmanship there from Aaron Walker, walking away with the ball, despite it being a Tucson throw. Yellow card him, yep. Hey, you got the right idea. That's what it's for. That's the kind of stuff soccer fans live for. Having any reason to heckle players, heckle the officials, giving them a prop to do so. That just makes the fan experience even more entertaining. Here's Keegan. Keegan dashing forward. Keegan, that's a fantastic save from Marancio, getting both palms on it. Now Perez coming the other way. Draws the foul from Smart, and it looks like the yellow card's coming out. The veteran Don Smart, his 4th yellow card of the season. Brought to you by Vantage West. Looks like we got some substitutions coming our way as well. But first, let's look at this save on the right shoulder replay. Keegan going down. A lot of heat behind that shot. Carlos Marancio able to get both hands behind that one, knocking it away. Looking to double the advantage. So Franco Perez comes out for Donnie Toya, making his 2nd appearance for Tucson this season. That substitution brought to you by Right Shirt. Service comes in. Still going about. Nothing would have come of it anyway. That's a frustrated slam against the ground. See the other substitution. Wayne Sunday in for Tevin Shaw. He's been good since he got that yellow card. Hasn't got himself in any precarious situations. But he will find his way off in favor of Sunday. On Sunday. And there's Donnie Toya. Tucson born and raised. Played for FC Tucson back in the older days before making his career voyage into the MLS. He was on that inaugural Tucson roster 10 years ago in 2012. He's back at it again. 20 years old at the time, at the age of 30. And we have got a Nova Home Loans Sunrise Branch corner kick. So Luis Perez looking to provide the service needed. Maybe a set piece is where Tucson can find their response. The service, headed back across by Garcia. Cleared out. Here's a shot. Wang Sunday couldn't get it too far. The whistle's blown. Not sure if that was from the ball or from a separate collision. They waved on the trainer real quick, and from what I'm hearing, it was from the collision with the ball. Let's get another look at it. Bam. Ball hit him right in the neck, around the collarbone. Brandon Fricky. He took the shot like a champ. Sometimes when you take a shot like that, you can just knock the wind out of you clean. Can't guarantee that's what's happening here, but a potential thing that happens when one gets hit with a ball going at an absurd mileage. Looks like he's getting back up. Tucson fans, the next home match for FC Tucson will be Saturday, July 9th as they host Northern Colorado Hailstorm. The first 500 fans in attendance will get this Ultra Rally towel. Visit fctucson.com/tickets to get your tickets today. The Tecate Ultra Rally towel. So make sure you show up and show up early. Get one of those towels. We've already talked about how nice of a prop a card is. I think the universal successful fan prop is the towel, and that goes for not only soccer but for other sports. Nothing beats twirling a towel around in support of a team. Also provides an awesome visual for a stadium. Fricky will walk off. Looks like he's doing okay. And as a matter of fact, my odds would be that he'll get waved back on and we'll keep playing. So in that Richmond game, they had a shot off the post. Franco Perez barely misses. Fernando Garcia had a shot on target. They dominated the first 30, according to John Perlman. He said, sometimes you just don't get what you deserve in soccer. It could be a cruel game. Fricky runs back into the game. Service comes in! Paul Christensen springs and knocks it over the crossbar. Fernando Garcia testing Christensen there. Wins another Nova Home Loan Sunrise Branch corner kick. Can they find something here? Here's the service. And it's headed away. And Ibarra, no nonsense clearance here. Anyway, in many ways, a team is measured by how they respond to things not going right. This could end up being a huge game for Tucson in the long run. When Bolaños scored on Wednesday, John Perlman said, I muttered to myself, I hate this game, which I think every single one of us has said at some point in time watching your team play. And he said, but the issue was we didn't respond well after that. I muttered that, then recollected my thoughts and started pushing my team forward. Some of the other guys hung their heads too long. We lost some valuable time. I haven't seen too much heads hung today for Tucson, even after they've gone down. But now it's about finding a response. Here's Polak. Polak, his deflected pass falls to failing. He's got a ton of room to work with. Here's Perez. Luis Perez still going. And the flag is going to go up. He's looking to connect with Donny Toya, but he was offside. And then he'll share a word with Paul Christensen. Maybe more than a couple words. Right here from the substitute, the Tucson man. Interestingly enough, John Perlman said he's not a guy of many words, at least. Not a super vocal character in the room. And he's going to get his first yellow card as a USL League One player. He's more of a put your head down and get to work, but everyone's got their buttons. And Fricky, in the process of pushing them, gets his first yellow card of the season. Crazy enough for Brandon Fricky, having played every single minute of every game so far this year. Playing as a center back, gonna be in the thick of a lot. Just now getting his first booking. Pretty impressive, but at some point it's gonna give. And these yellow cards brought to you by Vantage West. So some testiness here. We got another substitution on the docket. Lucas Coutinho went down earlier, and now he'll sub out of the game for Miles Fenton. His 8th appearance of the season. The Englishman coming in on this right shirt substitution. Not unfamiliar with the Greenville area, South Carolina, having played at Furman, appeared nearly 70 times in the men's soccer program for the Paladins. Coutinho, with his first goal of the season, will come off with some congratulations from teammates. Not too much love from the fans here, though. Waiting for everything to get going here again. John Perlman getting a yellow card now. Remember seeing him get incensed in the first half after Tevin Shaw got booked. A couple more things to say, I would assume, and that was enough to cross the line for our officiating crew and head official Killian Richardson. This one brought down. Service comes in. Doesn't reach a Tucson target. Tarn Weir wins it back, though. We're over to Kroll. Here's Kroll's service. It's knocked upward. Garcia! Look at that. A dynamic shot taken. Warrants a save. And now throwing for Tucson. Back into the mixer. Let's take a look at all of what just happened here again. Toya gets a deflection off of Polak. And then Fernando Garcia with a tight angle shot. Can't fault him for giving it a go. And man, not bad take. Still not breaking through. Greenville just hanging tight right now. Here's Evan Lee. Still going with it now, Lee. Good pass forward to Keegan. Makes a touch, lays it off. Lee trying to give it back to Keegan. Not exactly the goal-scoring type, Evan Lee. Seen him get forward quite a few times today, though. Crowd getting extra raucous. Trying to provide that spark. Tyler Allen. Service comes in, and it just skates off the head of Nate Schultz. Nate Schultz, after the fact, slow to get up and seeing some treatment from Louis Perez, who is quick to come over and assist. Like to see that. So now we've got a corner kick, a Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick to be precise. Failing. Little air under this one. Weir plays it wide to Perez. Louis Perez working on Polak. Perez with a rolling pass. Kroll back in the middle. Burke Failing was on his heels after the first opportunity. It slid right in front of him. That'll be a Tucson throw from here. Kroll once again. Kroll with the cross. Headed away by Lee. That'll draw a foul. We might get another card here. We will. Kalen Fox, his second yellow card of the season. Yellow card brought to you by Vantage West. Another sub for FC Tucson. And Elijah Winder will come into the game for Burke Failing. Also, Danny Bedoya going to come into the game. Fernando Garcia's night has also come to a close. So Elijah Winder, 19 years old coming in. Danny Bedoya, a little bit older, 27, coming in. These substitutions brought to you by Rightshire. Looking to provide that extra little oomph that Tucson need. Greenville also on the docket for a substitution here coming up shortly. The penultimate substitution window for both sides. Cross comes swinging in, bounces over everybody. Weir, it's a deflected pass. And then Smart will boot it away. Here's Bedoya playing the collector. He'll just hold it. Bouncing in once again. Here's Louis Perez. Surveying his options, juking about. Now Sunday. Can they break this block? Christensen jumps up for it. This time, it's Nate Schultz. Slow to get up once again. And Christensen will just chuck it out of play in favor of tending to his teammate, who I believe was about to come off anyway. If you see there, you see the loose boot and you're wondering who it belongs to. It's actually the guy holding it. All right, boot coming off our head official, Killian Richardson. I mean, if anyone's going to lose their shoe on the pitch, I guess the most preferable person would be the official. Not too often that he's going to find a cleat stepping on a bare foot. Shots to get tended to here. He's back up. And the plan prior to going down there was Schultz was going to come out of the game in this next substitution for Greenville. We get Jimmy Filerman onto the pitch. So, also expediting the process. So we will get the substitution. We're sitting here holding apparently some a little bit of miscommunication there, but at the end it's what we were anticipating. Jimmy Filerman in, Nate Schultz out on this Rightshire substitution. Had a bit of a miscommunication there with the fourth official, but all things clear here. Communication is an imperfect process, but of course a necessary one. Christensen with the long ball. And that one parried over to the corner. Here's Jacob Kroll once again. Now wide to Weir. Gets past the substitute, or at least that was what was anticipated. Here's Toya. Donnie Toya back to Bedoya. And then Perez spinning. Sunday firing. And Christensen is able to get on it. A moment there for Tucson. A shot on target, but Paul Christensen able to save it. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 in the SXM app. Tucson going to get more and more direct as the clock ticks on. Toya bounces it out. Winder loses it. Toya looks to connect to the corner. He does. Here they come. Donnie Toya! And Tucson level it! And it's the hometown hero, Donnie Toya. In his return to the club, scoring in his second appearance. And it's 1-1 in front of the home crowd. Here's the right shore replay. The squared pass, the tidy finish, finally breaking through. They've been poking, they've been prodding, and they found that moment. Tyler Allen with his first assist of the season. This goal brought to you by Pueblo Vida Brewing Company. Makes it 1-1 here. Here's a cross bouncing inside. That's a nasty collision. Ref says play on. Bedoya goes to the ground, draws the foul. You know that Greenville's been sitting in this game looking to see this one out. And now they'll look to get aggressive again. It's the 6th game-tying goal for Tucson this season, which is tied for first in the league. North Carolina FC, the other team in that regard. And we might be in for a compelling finish here now. The fans thumping along. Here's Jake Keegan. Smart dashing down. But Keegan couldn't find him amongst the thicket of Tucson defenders. Now Bedoya. Here's Perez with the leading pass, but not going to find Tyler Allen. Tani Toya scoring that goal. Perlman said he feels great. He mentioned it's a marathon, not a sprint, so we're not going to take chances with forcing him to play more minutes than he needs to. He said we have the depth, and we'll just wait to unleash it. Coming in being an impact substitution, I'm sure Perlman will be pleased with that. Of course, Tyler Allen doing the hard part there, but Toya still had to make the run. Now here's Toya here. Jostling with Don Smart, and on the ground, Smart playing it out for a corner kick. A Nova home loan Sunrise Branch corner kick. Worth noting, this is the 6th corner of the day for Tucson to Greenville 0. Could this be a breakthrough corner to give them the lead? Service bouncing in! And Paul Christensen diving on it. Tani Toya almost looking for the brace. That one chested down. Now Don Smart. Laying over to Filerman. Here's Fenton. Now Jesus Ibarra. Walking around the perimeter of a couple of players. Filerman's cross. Curling in, Morancio collects it. Waving his player down the pitch. Got more USL product coming here in the next year or so. USL Super League coming, running on a fall calendar. It'll be exciting to see how that one pans out. It'll be the fall of 2023 is when those things get started. Now stay tuned on the USL website for exciting upcoming announcements. Here's Tyler Allen working on Polak. Allen weaving, and that cross, none on the dot. Looking for an impact substitution here. Jesus Ibarra coming out. Nico Brown coming in. Scored the late goal the last time these two teams met. The substitution brought to you by Right Shirt. And that was to tie the game at 3-3. It was his first goal with Greenville. He's had to score this season, Nico Brown. Be an opportune time to notch one home. Definitely earn you some minutes, that's for certain. You can come in and make it happen. And we've got a lot of time for one of these teams to make it happen. 6 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by Smoothie King. A lot of space there for Sunday. That one scuffles its way to Paul Christensen. Pass jumped on by Filerman. Gavilanes make his way over to it. Getting double teamed. I'm gonna get the cross off, but doesn't reach any teammate. bring that one down. Filerman with some space going forward. Filerman with the threading pass. Here's Keegan. The shot didn't get very far. Now Tucson the other way, Luis Perez has to wait for that ball, slows down momentum just a smidge. And tangled up there. Ref says play on. Matter of fact, he's going to say free kick for Greenville. Two and a half minutes of the 6 allotted stoppage time minutes have transpired. So we have a late game stunner in this one. John Hartz. Definitely a look of focus on both him and John Perlman's face. There's Winder, Elijah Winder. Maybe thought about having a go at it. They got stumped immediately. Fenton able to clip that one off the boot. It'll be a Greenville throw. Over halfway through the 6 minutes. Bolañez squares it to Smart. Ref says play on after the challenge, playing advantage. Nico Brown. Working on Fox. Brown with the service. Walker brings it down. And Keegan can't collect it. And a whistle from our head official, Killian Richardson. Restart it again. It's not getting the go-ahead to restart play. Bedoya. It's a hopeful ball forward, looking for Donnie Toya. Gavalañez stayed on side. Gavalañez to the middle. Falls to Smart. Smart trying to square it. Fenton can't collect it. Well, he's not quick enough to take a shot himself. Filerman with the nutmeg draws the foul. It's a free kick for Greenville. Well, I've talked already today about how John Hartz has wanted a more diverse cast scoring goals. He also mentioned that he wanted more set-piece goals. There's a point you want to make your coach happy about that. This would be a proper time, especially with the lack of set pieces Greenville have had today. No corner kicks. Not many free kicks either. Service comes in. Doesn't quite reach Fricky. Filerman. Second ball. Way too much air underneath it. As we approach 6 minutes, Rancio quickly retakes it. Maybe one more chance for Tucson. That one does fall to the feet of one Tyler Allen. Now Kalen Fox with some space. Fox plays it into the middle. Polak clears it away. And there's the final whistle. Greenville take the lead in the first half, but Tucson final response from Donnie Toya. It'll be a 1-1 draw, which means this series is still all tied up between the two sides. An exciting game, a tough fought game from Tucson, trying to keep up in the table. Greenville will tie up with Richmond at the top as we get a look at our man of the match. It's Donnie Toya, scoring his first goal back with the club after his career in the MLS. Of course, that man of the match brought to you by Smoothie King. As we now take a look at our play of the match. This one brought to you by Opa's Best. And it's the goal. Look at Tyler Allen's effort there. Being able to jostle off Tyler Pollock. And then Donnie Toya making the run, being in the right place. Corrals in the cross. Keeps going, waits for the right moment to time it. And Donnie Toya taps it home, making it 1-1. The response they needed in the 84th minute. Now let's take a look at our save of the game. It'll also be brought to you by Opa's Best. And here's a look at it. It was Carlos Marancio after this run from Jake Keegan. Could have made it 2-0. Marancio just stretching out. A lot of heat behind that shot from Jake Keegan. But Marancio able to get enough of his hands behind it, keeping his team safe from the double deficit. And they would eventually take advantage of that, leveling the match at 1 apiece. And although this was a fun product for the fans, they will still stick around for some fireworks. And you can still stick around here on this broadcast because we've got post-game coverage coming here in just a minute after this break on ESPN+. But your final score after 90 minutes, 1-1 between FC Tucson and the Greenville Triumph. Post-game coverage coming up after this.
Tech Parks, Arizona is where advancements in global technology and innovation happen every day. The spirit of Tech Parks, Arizona is the linking of industry, academia, and government. Through our connection with the University of Arizona, a top-tier research institution, we empower companies to achieve success by providing the environment and interactive inspiration to make a significant impact on the world. Join our community where your business will thrive. techparks.arizona.edu.
In our firm, we believe in community, and we look for people that are invested in community. It's really a big part of, who we are and what we do. I believe in what the organization is doing. I believe in, promoting women in general. Growing up here, it just feels good to be able to be more a part of the community and doing something.
It's the post-game show brought to you by Carf International, and there's Donnie Toya, the hero of this game for FC Tucson, able to get a point out of this match against one of the top teams in the table. Let's take a look at how this game panned out in the full-time highlights brought to you by Carf as well. Here in the opening moments of the game, Jacob Labovitz, great chance, Burke failing from sliding in early. And then just moments later, the bobbled save from Marancio, but Labovitz couldn't capitalize off of it. And Tucson really keep attacking, maybe stoke some anger out of Evan Lee. And then Lucas Coutinho, out of nothing, just said, you know what, I'm going to take this shot. And he was able to rifle that one home. His first goal of the season makes it 1-0 going into the break. Greenville, despite not having a ton of the ball, able to take the advantage. And then they can do what Greenville do, bunker down and make sure that they don't let anything in. But they almost made it 2 here. Carlos Marancio keeping his team alive in this one. Jake Keegan had a lot of pace on that shot, and Marancio, despite not having his full body behind it, makes the save. And Donnie Toya comes into the game, and he has some words to say. Buckets some smack with a bunch of Greenville players. Paul Christensen trying to break it up. Toya would get booked. Fricky would get booked. And The intensity from there would continue. A couple more looks. This was a chance. Fernando Garcia, before subbing out, tried the acrobatic kick. Just trying to, from that tight angle, rocket one into the net. Wasn't able to do that there. But then in the 84th minute, Tyler Allen would bring it in, and he would find Donnie Toya his first goal back with FC Tucson. Draw it level, make it 1-1, which would end up being, of course, the final result in this one as we look at the full-time stats brought to you by Carf International. 58% possession for Tucson. At the end of the game, the expected goals is 1.49 for Tucson to Greenville's 0.93. So if you do rounding there, it would be 1-1. Of course, Tucson just a hair off 1.5. And it's the first time Greenville have scored first and not won the game since that second game of the season against North Carolina FC. So Tucson feel proud of themselves for that one. So as you look at that here, you got to check out that goal differential at the top. That's why Greenville's in second, because Richmond, when they win, they win. They have knocked out some of these teams recently, including an impressive performance just yesterday. Meanwhile, Tucson still at the bottom of the table, but a result is a result, and sometimes you just need to get the wheels going, get things spinning, rolling in the right direction. As we look at the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Athletic Brewing. Week 15 is coming up, starting on Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Meanwhile, both these teams will play on Saturday. Greenville hosting Central Valley Fuego, and Tucson hosting and playing Northern Colorado for the first time ever. Should be a fun one to see how those two teams match up in the desert. And the matchup tonight in the desert was a pretty important one. It was a 1-1 result. Greenville with a goal, Tucson with a response, and that'll do it here from Week 14. For our entire broadcasting crew, my name is Mark Schoenster saying thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a fantastic night, and we'll see you next time on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.